Welcome. Thank you so much for gathering here tonight. Welcome. Excuse me as I'm a little bit out of breath. To this very special Belly Dance-Off 2016, round 3. My name is Suzanna, and I'm a belly dancer. I am also the founder and producer of this show. And I will be guiding you on today's adventure. Belly Dance-Off is a multi-dimensional, educational belly dance talent show, entirely improvised to live music. And we are very excited to have with us as our band tonight, Ritim Egzotik. An Arabic and Turkish ensemble using modern and traditional instruments. And David Reihs is the artistic director of this awesome band, and he will tell you more.
Hi again, everybody. I'm David, and again, thanks so much for joining us on the darbuka, or the tabla, depending where you come from. Tonight we have Jason Ramirez. And on the drum set, as well as the Arabic tambourine known as Rick, that is Dave Kelsay. There you go. And back here on the upright bass, that's Sean Daly. And last but certainly not least, on strings and things, the oud, the guitar, and the glissentar, Brett Pitner.
And what about you, David? What are you playing?
And tonight I'll be playing keyboard and accordion and percussion.
Hey, thank you. And another signature dimension of Belly Dance-Off, our judges. So each Belly Dance-Off consists of 3 judges, of which 2 are seasoned experts in belly dance with live music, and 1 is an expert for performance from another field to give us a fuller perspective. And we are very honored to have with us, as one of our belly dance experts tonight, Delilah, all the way from Seattle. Delilah, as many of you probably know, is a renowned international belly dancer who pioneered belly dance as an empowering art form, and she has done hundreds of retreats. She sells so many DVDs, and she has been an incredible mentor for so many of us. She has herself coached and mentored many of our most well-known and award-winning dancers nationally. You can learn more about her in your program. Also, we have with us Cammi, Darshan, Vance. And now Darshan has danced from the West Coast to the East Coast in hundreds of festivals. She herself has intensively studied so many different styles of dance, and she carefully fuses them together, and she sometimes does not, and she's just like this incredible artist of dance in that universal sense. Again, you can learn more about her in your programs. And we have, as our expert from another field, she owns all about acting. She is an acting coach herself in film and theater, Darshan Wolf. And so it is a magical coincidence somehow on our judge panel that we ended up with 2 judges with the name Darshan. That's the sign of something, I'm not sure what. And a very important dimension of Belly Dance-Off, you, our audience. So at Belly Dance-Off, you don't get just to passively watch the show. You're an active participant. And so let's talk a little bit about that tool for your participation, your scorecard. Number 1, please make sure and keep it secure. Don't lose it. It's the only one that you're going to get for the evening. For each category, you have 1 card, a yellow and a green. You are going to enter a score for the dancer 1 through 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the very best. And this is not like a complex rating system. So for example, you could give each dancer a 5 if you wanted to. Another important rule is no scoring a dancer you haven't seen. So if you were in the bathroom or you came late or for some reason didn't see that dancer, just don't enter a score because it won't help or hurt her either way, whether she receives 500 votes or 50 votes. Her score is the mean average of all scores given. And at the end of the category, we will come and sweep through the room and collect those scorecards. And so it's important to be paying attention at that time. We'll let you know, because that is the one and only chance you have to submit your scorecard and have your vote counted. Again, we'll let you know it's at the end of each category. Also, your scores are going to count for 85%. The judges are using the same scorecards, scoring anonymously. Their scores count for 15%. And another important rule, and the most important, is please take your vote seriously. Every dancer that is performing tonight has put a tremendous amount of energy and spirit into her show. And so please score honestly according to your best judgment, because tonight you are the experts. And so here's how it works. The band will randomly draw a song from the hat. This is the song the dancer will perform to. This is the moment when she finds out what she's performing to. Plus a drum solo, drummer's choice, entirely improvised. At that moment, when she finishes her performance, I will join her and she will receive the expert feedback from the judges. And that is your moment to enrich your perception about the score and the art form in general as you enter a score for that dancer. And so the most important feature of tonight, the dancers! Belly Dance Off 2016 consists of 3 rounds, and from each, 1 pro winner and 1 rising star winner moves forward as a finalist in the annual Grand Championship. And so tonight, we will determine who are the finalists for round 3. She will be determined by the total average score, the highest total average score in each category. And she will receive glorious tiaras, sponsored by Nafia. Beautiful award ribbons. And cash, just imagine it. So let's get the dancing started. Our first dancer performing for you tonight is Maia. And please make note of the names because they are not necessarily in the order listed on your scorecard. Musicians, what will Maia dance to tonight? Leyland Ho. Maia is dancing to Leyland Ho. Please welcome Maia. Thank you, Maia. Let's hear from the judges.
I have the microphone, so I'll go ahead and start. How are you doing? What a great way to start the show. You are so delightful and delicious to watch. What a lovely, lovely girl. So you had a really great entrance. Your posture was really powerful as you were walking in here, and you had some good momentum as you started the show. But as actors, and because I'm an actor, so I'm going with my acting perspective, right? We always want to stay in character, okay? So there were different times during your show where maybe you were thinking about what you were going to do next, or you lost a little momentum, or there's a little bit of a question mark on your face. They were like, oh, what is she going to do next? So you never want to show that to the audience, okay? You want to keep your eyes up and your momentum going. So here's the thing: when you start to have fun with it, that's when it really starts to work for you. So I could tell a little bit that you were kind of thinking during some parts of it. Keep your game face on, okay? And just one little technical note, and then I'm gonna hand it over to the techies. Your left hand gets a little lazy. So your right hand is really going through with all the movements going right through your right hand, and the left hand is kind of, sometimes it doesn't know what it's doing over here. Okay? But overall, I loved it. You're gorgeous. Good job.
Thank you, Darshan. Delilah.
Hi. You're beautiful. How old are you? 12 years old. You are going to be an amazing dancer someday. But right now, you're 12. You did great. You know your music. Your mama's taught you well. You've learned a lot from her and your sisters. And, there's still a lot to learn. Your energy has to be up to par. You have to pour it on. I know you've got it inside of you because we keep seeing little glimpses of it, but you just got to pour that on. Give us some sweat. Don't be afraid to sweat. We want it. When we see you sweating, we know you're giving your all. Let's see. Oh, there's a technique that you haven't employed yet. It's the technique where, as Marta Shields said from The Complete Belly Dancer way back in your feet should be secret propellants in the dance. You're not just walking around and doing hip lifts. Your hips should travel across the stage and be miraculously, magically moving, and no sense of the feet. I could teach you that. Let's see. Your costume. Pretty. Unusual colors. I would pick something brighter for the skirt. I like the pink. Needs to fit a little better. It's gapping in places. Looks like it was your big sister's costume, maybe. Was it? No? Okay, tighten it up. And otherwise, I have nothing else to say. I think you did a beautiful job, and I think you're going to be a wonderful dancer someday.
Thank you, Delilah. Darshan.
It was beautiful. It was really nice to watch. I liked it when the drum solo was my favorite part. Seems like maybe that's your forte because you really connect. You're able to connect with the drummer as he's developing the rhythm. So I could see you getting into those rhythms. Also throughout the song, it's kind of a tricky song to dance to. It's got places where it speeds up and slows down. And I felt like you really have the ability within you to be able to slow down and catch that groove, right? And then come back up again pretty quickly and get to it. Which actually surprised me because on the entrance with your chassé, you were coming in, and I think maybe the purpose of a chassé is to propel you and to kind of feel the wind and to feel your breath, but also to get you grounded and to get you in the rhythm. And I kind of felt like coming in with your chassé, you hadn't quite connected with the rhythm yet. So you were connected with the fact that you were entering and that the audience was about to be introduced to you. So that was good. So you were getting your feel together and getting your breath, but I think you didn't quite connect with the rhythm yet. So when you got in and when you start to feel the energy and you slide into the rhythm, that's when your power comes. And I think that's where you're going to be powerful as you develop as well. So if you can get a little grounded sooner. So maybe it's the deep breath that you take before you come in, and then you listen for that second. You had a moment, with yourself in the beginning, but it's kind of a tuck-seam. So when the rhythm starts and you're getting a sense of it, then slip into that rhythm as soon as possible. You did, and you came in. So once in a while, the chassé, make sure that you use that to ground you as well as to propel you, right, when you're doing your moves around the stage. So also connecting a little more deeply with the audience if possible. Sometimes you have to decide, who are these people to me? Like, why am I dancing for these people, right? I'm looking straight at you and I'm not sure what I'm trying to tell you sometimes, so it's basically, who am I? And I'm gonna present that to you. As if I'm the dancer, I'm looking at you and I'm presenting to you, who am I? And I gotta be clear in that, who am I gonna be for you today? And so it's good, whatever it is, doesn't matter what they think of you either, you gotta present that and not be worried about what's coming back as far as a judgment, right? It's you. The dance is for you first. So look at us as a friend, or as, this is my offering for you, because you want to connect with those people and keep coming back and kind of connect, because that's probably more important even than the technique. And your technique is progressing really nicely. I don't know how long you've been dancing, but you've got some nice rhythmical musicality, and you can stop and go. So there's a lot of great stuff going on there, and I was pleased. It made me happy, especially when you come in and your joy comes out and your rhythm comes out. So keep going. It's good.
Thank you, Darshan. And thank you, Maia. And so this is that moment where you would enter your score, circling 1 through 5. And we'll now introduce our second dancer in the Rising Star category. Eshta is performing next. And what is Eshta going to dance to? Jason. Auf Leila. Please welcome Eshta. Eshta, I'm going to have you actually come in front of me. Yes, exactly. Thank you.
I thought they were in control up there, but apparently I
Let's hear from the judges.
First thing, I love the dress. I think it's gorgeous. I really liked your musical interpretation. I felt like that you were in sync with the music there. And of course, I love your faces. Great expression. You want to be an actor? Some things that I wanted is, I wanted some more use of the floor. I thought that you got a little bit central, and then you started to break out of it a little bit more when you were doing your paddle turns and your chaîné turns. I don't know if that's the same terminology in belly dancing as we use in other types of dancing, but you know, it started, so you have, and what it was creating, I guess is what I wanted was a little more dynamic, okay? So you have like the small moves where you're bringing everyone in and you're doing your isolations, and then the big moves and the turns that take up the floor. So really make that dynamic grow. I wrote down me, 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 because I wanted you to look at me, me, me. Okay, so use your whole audience. I know they're all out there and we kind of have that fourth wall and we get stuck in the light. Yeah, but I was like, oh, I want her to come smile at me. And I got more of that when you were up there doing your drum solo. I thought that was really terrific. So yeah, more dynamics, big dynamics, great face, great interpretation. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshan.
I agree with a lot of stuff that she just said. Yeah, I was going like, why won't you look at us? It's okay to flirt with the judges, the 12-year-old did.
Alrighty.
I liked your drum solo too a lot. And I thought that at first I went, and then you warmed up. You got really into it, which is totally natural at some unfamiliar stage like that. I went, oh no, she's got really good soulful expressions. I like it. But the same thing I'm going to tell the 12-year-old. Yeah, some more technique. You need some more variety, especially the longer you dance. You got to take it somewhere. And the same movements in the front end of the show were in the back end of the show. Nicely done, but you've got to have some more tricks. But yeah, keep going. You're doing good.
All right, Eshta.
Thank you, Delilah. They're using an hourglass up here, and they have to flip it, and so there's 2 minutes on that hourglass, right? Oh, and I've already used a few seconds
my
of it.
time here.
Go
I have
ahead,
some
go
things to say. Okay, it was beautiful, Eshta. I appreciated the way that you used your juiciness. You had a nice follow through, and you moved all the way through. So I liked your follow through of your movement and your kind of patience, with the rhythm. I thought you had a really nice musicality, and you were feeling what the music, you were picking up what the music was putting down, so I really liked that. I felt like you needed to ground your spins a little bit. Like you know when to put them, and you're giving them the right energy, but a little more, probably like Delilah said, a little more technique just to get those grounded so you can spin wherever you want and be right where you need to be and not feel like you got off the ground that way. And then I actually learned something from you that was interesting, because you had so much nice expression going on, and then sometimes we were missing more of it, and it might be what they were feeling too lonely over here because of the side part. As another appreciator of a side part and the face partially covered, and a dancer like that myself, I realized maybe the whole stage right side of the audience might be missing some of my subtle expressions. Like you'll be tuxeming or doing something over there, and I know that you've got some great stuff going on, intimate connection, and I'm not getting it over here because of the hair. And so I'm like, oh geez, maybe I need to kind of think about some headbands and stuff. I've never really bothered with headbands unless I have a full-on headdress on. So anyway, consider that, what the hair will do, and how some people are actually going to miss. It's part of costuming, covering your expression. So that was something that I actually learned. But I like the way even when your eyes were closed, you still feel connected when we can see your face. So it's looking good.
Thank you, Eshta. And so we will now announce our third dancer in the Rising Star category, Morgan Fay. Well, let's see which song. What is it? Gamil Gamal. Please welcome Morgan Fay. Thank you, Morgan Fay. Judges.
Wow. You can't really be a rising star, can you? You must be dancing for a long time.
Not cabaret or Egyptian.
Oh, but what? You have lots of stage experience and acting experience, right? I mean, you totally own the stage. I mean, you seem very sophisticated as a dancer. Very intoxicatingly beautiful, I must say. Beautiful hair, just a delight to watch. A very talented showman.
Woman.
Like, show person. If I had something to criticize, which is really like fishing for something, but I didn't like your zills. What's wrong with them? They don't ring. You're doing that on purpose, though, probably. It's a style. Clack, 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 clack. So when you first came in, it didn't feel like it was on the rhythm to me. It was very distracting. I'm going like, whoa, whoa. But we're being hypercritical because we're judges, right? And I'm going like, what is that? And then I kind of got into it. I said, oh, I think it's just your style. And at the very end, you go, ding. Like, okay. Shut up, Delilah.
Darshan.
Okay, it was very beautiful to watch. I found it hard to. I've been making notes and stuff, but I kind of just had to really watch for the first couple minutes because there were a lot of different things going on. There was a nice, joyful, dynamic aspect to the performance. You mixed evenly, connecting with the band, connecting with the audience, and then a few moments to yourself. Even almost, maybe I would like to see more of the intimate moments that for a moment you have just to yourself. Like you could afford to have more secrets from us almost, you know what I mean? Like it's beautifully connected. A lot of people need the opposite from that, right? But even that, because when you did your flutter, that gave us that moment of intimacy where for a second your smile quieted down and you're like, I'm just gonna do this thing. And it was really nice to see that. It's almost like when she has a secret, you know, you have enough dynamic that you can afford to soften up and give us that little secret moment of yourselves that we wish we knew more of what she's thinking. So there's that. And I like the way you honored the musicians, kind of throughout, like you connected during your drum solo, you connected to things, and even you ended, I would say maybe one of your endings, you could end it facing the audience so we get kind of that photo op ending star face thing, you know, rather than each time you're like, dang, that's a good band, and I know, we agree, and so that's kind of an honorable thing to do, but you could afford, especially since you have two endings, probably give us one of the endings, you know what I mean? I mean, you don't have to think about it that much, but just so it's in there, you know? So anyway, it was very beautiful. Thank you.
I'm glad that they went first this time because I really don't have much to critique either. Your hair itself is an awesome prop. It's a whole nother thing of movement. Isn't that gorgeous? I felt like you touched every single audience member. Did you go around and make eye contact with everyone? Did you all feel that? I felt like you connected with every single person. Your musical interpretation was awesome. And I really don't have a critique. I was totally mesmerized and entertained the entire time, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Morgan Fay. And so that's our Rising Star category.